What's up, Gacha gamers? Goddess of Genesis is launching with a total of 15 SSR heroes, and today we'll be taking a look at all of them. Our first hero today is Mary. So Mary specializes in applying debuffs on her enemies, but aside from that, she's not that amazing at anything else, and most of the mages are able to outperform her. And for that reason, we're placing Mary in the C tier. Our next hero is Cleopatra. Now Cleopatra is quite interesting. She's able to poison her enemies, and this poison is able to reduce enemies' physical and magical defenses. But much like her counterpart Mary, she suffers from low damage output and she doesn't really stand out from anything else, so she's joining the same ranks as Mary, C tier. Next up is Tamamo. She's an assassin that's able to deal some decent damage, and her ultimate ability is able to grant her physical and magical dodge. However, her dodge can easily be negated by just petrifying or freezing her. If she had a better survivability, she would have definitely joined the A rank, but for this reason she's going to join the B tier. Next up is Gabriel. Gabriel specializes in freezing her enemies and she's a mage. Problem with her is that most of the time you don't want to prolong your fights. As a mage, she should be doing a lot more damage, but since she has freezing abilities, I'm guessing developers just reduced her damage in general not to make her too OP, and sadly, this is why she has to go to the B tier. One of her first healers in this tier list is Athena. As much as healing is important in this game, sadly, she doesn't really perform anything else better than just healing, and even her healing is suboptimal. And it's also very important for starting players to understand that investing into an SSR hero takes a lot of resources. So that is why Athena is going to B tier. Up next, it's Michael. Michael is our first warrior in today's tier list. You would think that warriors are the ones that have the highest HP and defenses aside from tanks, but in this case it seems to be that the warrior is almost on the same survivability scale as a archer or a mage. What this means, even though Michael deals enough damage, he has nothing else that he can offer aside from his own self-revive ability, and once Michael dies and he revives again, he actually loses all the buffs, and buffs in this game actually matter, so in this case his self-revive isn't that great, but his damage output is quite nice, so he's actually joining the A tier list rank. Now the next hero is going to get his name butchered, but his name is Abe no Seimi. He bears some resemblance to Gabriel, but he definitely delivers a better performance. Not only is it easier for him to freeze the enemies and make them skip their turns, but he also outputs some nice damage. Sadly, nice is not always enough, and this is why he gets cursed into being the support role hero, and this is why he needs to go to A tier. Now our next hero is a healer named Chang-e. She's a very good hero, but the problem with her is that you need to invest a lot of resources into her. Her early game is not that great, and she needs to be in the late game to show her true potential. The potential I'm speaking about is her sphere ability, which is able to taunt enemies and reduce the AoE damage to your allies. But you should still primarily focus on building a team that's first be able to deal damage. And once the game advances for a couple of months, she's definitely going to be in a higher tier, but for now, she's joining the A tier. Just when you think we're out of healers, we get to take a look at another one called Isabella. Now, it's not fair to call Isabella a healer. She is the healer, and if you decide to focus on a healer, she should be your #1 priority. She's also going to be later become one of the most toughest meta components. She will get grouped with a couple of tanks in PvP and will make the whole team stay alive. So from all the healers, she's actually joining the S rank. Next up, Hades. So just to keep this short, Hades is basically a glass cannon warrior. He deals a very high single target damage, but he is also in the risk of getting one-shotted himself as well. But it's just too hard to pass up on a good damage dealer, so in this case he's joining the S tier. So not only Valkyrie is a mascot for this game, she's also the first tank we're taking a look at today. She is an outstanding heroine from the beginning till the mid game, but falls off a little during the late game. One of her signature moves is applying shield to every single ally, and she's also able to taunt her enemies, meaning if she isn't under some heavy CC like being petrified or frozen, she's able to stand in front of the ally who's going to take the damage from the enemy and soak up the damage herself. Being such an impressive tank earns her the S tier. Now our next hero is Vlad the Impaler, also known as Dracula. Much of like being a vampire, he's able to turn invulnerable when he reaches his HP to 0. He's also able to lifesteal from his enemies. And most importantly, he applies a very cool skill where a percentage damage dealt to the allies actually gets redirected back to him. He is a centerpiece component in a lot of PvP teams, especially in those that will be utilizing tanks and healers, since he will be able to prevent healers from getting one-shotted. And for this, Count Chocula is getting a S tier. Can you feel it, guys? We're approaching the God tier. When you're playing this game and you want to think about something that's unfair, think about Merlin. And other mages hate her for this one weird trick. And what is it, you ask? Well, think about it like this. When other mages need to use their own abilities to perform AoE attacks, while all she has to do is just stand there, because she has an ability that triggers every time somebody else uses in her team an AoE ability, meaning every time somebody uses AoE, she uses AoE together. Oh, and let's not forget her insanely powerful ultimate ability that she deals a lot of damage with. And for this reason, she is joining the SS tier. Now, my mind boggles when I think about the developers why they didn't just bother implementing stealth for every single assassin, because our next hero, Lilith, showcases how an assassin's job actually needs to be done. So when she goes to stealth, basically nothing else can target her besides the AoE abilities. And she also deals one of the highest single target DPS in the game. So this is why she's also joining the SS tier. And our final hero for today is Lucifer. She is a free heroine every single player can unlock, and makes the game a walk in the park just because she's very powerful at the beginning of the game and will get utilized a lot by the free-to-play players in the arena, not to mention that her ultimate ability allows her to act again if she kills somebody, and because people new to the game will be unprepared, will not have enough gear, will not be experienced enough, making her the ultimate ganker, which means she gets to skyrocket right at the SS tier. She probably won't stay in this tier forever once the game gets adjusted after a couple of months and the player base grows, but for now, getting her is free real estate. If you're interested in reading this tier list or the beginner's guide, make sure to give a visit to gachagamer.com. We've included the link below the video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe, and leave a comment in the section below the video. This is Toby with Gacha Gamer. See you in the next video.